Okay, everybody, welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 81. I wanted to start a fresh video as we watch this. This was from just a couple days ago when DrDisRespect made his big return after a 2-month hiatus after the allegations of him messaging a minor on Twitch. That apparently is what got him banned from Twitch many years ago. But the weird part about it is, apparently now he's denying it, even though 2 months ago on Twitter, he admitted it. All right? So let's see. I've not seen this. Let's hit play.
Champs, the public demanded to hear from the doc regarding the Twitch suspension. I guess since you all missed the point with my personal statement, maybe it's time to tell my side of the story. Huh, champs? You see, there was a lawsuit pending, and as part of that arbitration, all parties were not allowed to speak publicly about the case.
Can I ask a question? Don't you think that if this is like a super serious moment for this guy, right? Like this is make or break because a lot of people have canceled him and basically said, oh, by the way, I forgot to change my leaderboard to say the right thing. I'm sorry. Not my leaderboard, my little pixel board here. Let me fix that. Sorry about that. We're halfway through the show and I forgot to do it. Oops. Here we go. There we go. Okay. But don't you think like if this is like a make or break moment for his career and he knows that all eyes are on him, and quite a lot of people have essentially canceled him. Even his friends have dumped him and said, we want nothing to do with this guy at this point. If you're going to come back from a 2-month hiatus to explain the situation, wouldn't you just be you? Like, I get it. His character is DrDisRespect, where he wears a wig and these stupid glasses and this dumb vest and this dumb shit. And he looks like a knockoff G.I. Joe guy from like the 1990s. Like, I'm no lie. I actually believe his character is based on a G.I. Joe character. Because I remember after the G.I. Joe movie came out, basically G.I. Joe got a reboot and all new characters were introduced to the TV show and the art style changed. And there was a guy who looks almost exactly like him on G.I. Joe, the rebooted show. And he was over the top. He screamed. He had weird glasses. He literally acted just like this guy, right? So the way I see it is like, dude, if you want to be taken seriously, then be serious. Your character is not serious. Your character is very much an over-the-top cartoon character meant to entertain children. As much as he probably doesn't believe that, that's exactly what it is. It's a children's character, okay? So don't be a children's character if you want people to take your comeback seriously. I think this was a big misstep. I would have not had all that shit on. I would have just been there and talked honestly to the audience about what happened and be like, now that that's done, now I can put everything back on and we can have fun again, right? But he didn't do that. He chose to be the character, and I think this was a big mistake, in my opinion.
I respected those rules. My lawsuit against Twitch was eventually resolved, as you all know. But even then, as part of the settlement, all parties were still prohibited from speaking publicly about the case or the settlement. However, if one side violated that confidentiality, then the other side could respond. And again, champs, again, I respected all the confidential obligations. But apparently Twitch's own disgruntled employees didn't feel the need to abide by those same obligations. Cody Connors, ex-Twitch employee, wasn't even involved, leaks Twitch's reported reason. Years later, Cody, why do this? What was?
It is a good question. Why did he do it? Why did the Twitch employee do that? Is he legally liable for doing that now? Because even though he doesn't work for the company anymore, is he still under a legal agreement where he wasn't able to do that? It's kind of a weird situation.
That's the point. This was settled professionally. And you, knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided, you fucking rat, to leak the reported reason Twitch banned me in 2020. Well, I mean, for what? Cody? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Did you not know the repercussions from spewing lies about the two-time? Did you not know the repercussions of accusing me, Cody Connors? You see, you don't know shit, and it was obvious from your tweet. You didn't have any firsthand knowledge of my dispute with Twitch. You said that I got banned from Twitch because I was sexting a minor through Whisper's messages? Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is? I do. And yeah, I used Twitch as Whispers, but trust me, I wasn't sexting anyone. You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs. When you and all these so-called journalists, Cody, fired off your tweets, did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the messages? You didn't. Neither did any of these journalists, and neither did Twitch at the time of the ban. You also tried to tell the world that I was trying to meet up with this user at TwitchCon, but you're wrong. Let's set the record straight. I never intended to meet this user ever. We never made plans to meet at TwitchCon or anywhere else, and in fact, we never met in person ever. Your bullshit accusations gave false courage to other former Twitch employees to make shit up as well.
But the weird thing is, his tweet from 2 months ago, we read it live on my podcast, the Level 1 podcast. He outright claimed he did. He outright claimed that he had inappropriate conversations in Whispers with a minor. He said that. That's why everyone chose to basically turn against it. It wasn't until his own self-admission that people were like, dude, he just admitted it. All right, move on. So I don't understand. He says, oh, I put that in there for emphasis. Dude, on one hand, you're saying you guys never accounted for the fact that this person maybe wasn't a minor, but then I put the minor word in there in my own tweet for emphasis. What? You said it was a minor. You're the one who said it was a minor publicly. So what is his point here? Even if now he says, well, it's not a minor, you said it was in your own tweet. So why would you have done that? Why would you have tweeted false information about yourself? Because that's just going to have everyone report on it. And if your idea was to bait everyone, congrats, it worked, but you baited them with false information that made you look worse. So why would you do that? Right? This is so confusing. We're only 3 minutes in. I'm already utterly confused at the point he's trying to make here. If anything, he has a point. I don't know why this Cody guy did this to begin with, right? At all. I don't understand why the Cody guy did this and started the whole thing. But I don't understand why he even tweeted either. You know what I'm saying? Like, the tweet made no sense whatsoever at all.
I suspect all of you sort of planned and coordinated this attack. These big-time publications, these journalists, these various outlets are sort of just gossip channels now. Don't you think, champs? They act like they're just gossip channels now, without any real journalism and real research happening. They report on all this based on leaks from 2 former Twitch employees, one of whom was supposedly on the trust and safety team. If these anonymous sources worked on the trust and safety team at the time of my Twitch suspension in 2020, then you would hope they would tell the truth. But apparently that's just too much to ask. If these former trust and safety team members, and by the way, I know exactly who they are, actually had firsthand knowledge, then what they conveniently left out is, 1, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally admitted that the whisper messages were not sexting. And 2, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally acknowledged that the whispers did not constitute child sexual abuse material CSAM. I'll say it again.
So this is what I don't understand. So they said it didn't constitute child sexual abuse material. Child, but you just said that they weren't a minor. That they didn't take into account that if they were really a minor or not at the time of the messages. Right? This doesn't make any sense. Right? At all. It doesn't make any sense. I'm so confused. It's like going in circles already. You can't formulate a logical argument on anything because it's already going in circles. They didn't consider if they were really a minor or not. By the way, there was an investigation and said there was no child. Well, why would there even be an investigation into it being a child sexting thing if they were not a minor? I'm so confused. I don't understand at all.
Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images. Cody Connors and these other anonymous sources are trying to paint a picture that I was exchanging sexually explicit messages and photos with this Twitch user. That never happened. I even used the word inappropriate purposely. And look at how it was defined by everyone, champs. Huh? Including these defaming articles. I'm sorry, but mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes taken out of context should have never led to me getting banned from Twitch in the first place. I mean,
how do you have an inappropriate joke that can be taken out of context with a minor that's not a minor? I think the only way we could ever come to a determination is to see what the conversations were, right? Which you know is never going to happen. Those conversations will never be released. So now you're going to have this gray area where some people will give him the benefit of the doubt and still like him. You're going to have people who absolutely hate his guts because they don't trust him, right? Sadly for him, his problem is he already publicly admitted to cheating on his wife. So already he's got strikes against him and people have forgiven him for that. But now it's like, this is the next thing. And now we don't know what to think. So what's the next thing? That's the feeling people are going to have now. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And that's what's happening now. Even his friends, right? Even his friends were coming out and saying, we don't trust him anymore. You know, he publicly admitted to it. I don't care what he says now. I'm done with this guy. Right?
How would each of you look if all of your private DMs, your text messages, your chats were looked at, dissected, and taken out of context by someone who's deliberately trying to find something inappropriate in those words?
You mean like what happens to me every single time that I DM someone? I mean, like, seriously. Every single time I send an email, some idiot will read it out. Every single time that I do a DM on Twitter, some moron later on reads it out. It happens to me like every day. So, you know, I'm used to it. I'm totally used to it. That's why, don't you think I'm super careful with the shit I say and do? Of course I am. Because I'm not dumb.
And this is not a situation where a victim publicly accuses someone of wrongdoing. That never happened here. We're talking about allegations that Twitch made against me as a half-baked reason for justifying their actions of suspending and shutting down my channel. Allegations that Twitch made without even a legal analysis of whether the whisper messages were legal.
It's just weird. I will agree there. Like, I could have seen, like, if they were accusing him of this, they removed his partnership, but they would have let him still stream until something was proven. They just banned him outright, right? Like, just boom, removed, which leads me to believe that they already didn't like him and his behavior. Like, there was something about the content or the behavior they didn't already approve of. And then hearing this was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they already were in the process that we don't like this guy. We think we're going to get rid of him. And then they heard this. They're like, that's it. Wipe our hands clean of this guy, right? There's no way that this was just a one-time thing with no evidence or anything. And they're just like, oh, well, we're just going to do it anyway. Especially because he was one of their biggest guys at the time, right?
You see, I engage with my community. I engage with other streamers. And through Twitch Whispers, I communicate with Twitch users. Conversations that consisted of a variety of playing games and gaming politics, content creation, random stuff. This was the extent of my whispers with this Twitch user.
And that was incredibly stupid. I'm sorry, you're one guy with like millions and millions of fans, and you're like DMing them all. Like, talk about the liability about that, right? Just think about that. The liability that you're gonna start DMing people on Twitch, all your fans. That you know something's gonna go wrong there, right? Like, I just don't understand it at all. It's really confusing to me.
On June 21st, 2020, my ex-Twitch partner manager learns that I exchanged whispers with the Twitch user. And I say ex-partner manager because for years, this guy didn't do anything for me, my community, or my channel. For years.
Mine too. I had a partner manager at Twitch. They didn't do anything. They literally did nothing. They only came to me when there was a problem, and then they would complain. Or so my partner manager was so bad, they issued warnings against me and never told me I had the warnings. So it was like 2-3 months after the fact that supposedly I got a warning I was never told about. And they're like, so we're going to suspend your Twitch channel today for something you did. Why? With no warning? And they're like, well, no, you got a warning in December. No, I didn't. You never sent me a warning. I have no evidence of that what you're saying whatsoever. I never got a warning. Oh, well, you did, just so you know. No, I didn't. You didn't issue it, so it didn't exist. You understand? That's how they are. They're completely unprofessional at Twitch. They're a bunch of jackasses. And this guy lied to me. When I did partner streams where you're supposed to make money for playing a certain game, and then my trolls harassed Twitch and the game company, so they turned off my partner screen. I could never get that opportunity ever again. So I contacted them and asked what happened, and they told me it was a technical glitch. My partner manager actually lied to me and said it's a technical glitch. I mean, come on. These people are so unprofessional. Absolutely, positively unprofessional assholes. And that's who they have working for them over there.
I'm talking no front page love. You're talking about the face of the platform, right? Literally, the face of the platform. And I know Champions Club remembers this. We got zero front page love on the website. Was never on my channel. He didn't follow me on Twitter. He wouldn't even inform us about Twitch rival tournaments. We're talking about the 2-time Twitch rival tournament. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you want to play in it? We got zero support from this guy. And it was just so obvious that he carried a grudge against the 2-time.
It's probably not even him. It was probably the company themselves. The company doesn't like this guy. Whether it's how he acts or maybe political stuff, who knows? They just don't like this man. So that's why. Even though he was huge, they allowed him to have business there, but they did not want to have that next level of relationship with him. That's exactly what it was.
So after we signed with Twitch in 2019, we asked for a new partner manager. And just a few months later, that ex-Twitch partner manager is directly involved with getting me banned. Coincidence? The Twitch user tells the ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch. I'll repeat that sentence one more time, just in case anybody missed that one. The Twitch user tells this ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch. But this ex-Twitch partner manager encourages the user and even directs them to file a report directly with Twitch, even though the user told him clearly that we never physically met anywhere and that no photographs were exchanged. On June 24th, 2020, Twitch's special operations team receives and reviews the user's report. They find no issues and determine that it did not warrant any further escalation to Twitch's law enforcement response team. That would have been the end. That should have been the end. But that partner manager, oh boy, did he had it out. He had it out for the 2-time. He finds out that no further action will be taken, so what does he do? He personally escalates the report to a friend on the Twitch's LER team. The LER team, remember, that's the Twitch's law enforcement response team. He escalates the report to a friend on Twitch's LER team. So a day later, on June 25th, the LER analyst pulls the entirety of the Whisper messages and begins discussing them with his director of the LER team. Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time and does not have access to their computer or work files. Let me just remind you, I went through a multi-year, a big-time arbitration, okay? And, you discover a lot of stuff. Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time. The LER analyst cherry picks and sends a few targeted excerpts out of context from the Whisper messages to this director. Now, if you do this, you can make anyone's messages look inappropriate, even when they aren't. Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director have made the decision to suspend me from Twitch. Twitch submits a report to NCMEC. You guys all read those little articles, huh? The NCMEC. Twitch submits that report. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Guess what? As far as I know, and over 4 years have passed, they didn't do anything with the report. As far as I know, they didn't escalate Twitch's report to law enforcement. Mind you, the same people that made this decision admit internally that the messages did not constitute sexting. The same.
What it sounds to me like it's so convoluted. He's probably messaging like a 17-year-old. So legally, they're still a minor, but in some states, they're considered of legal age. And they're probably going back and forth like flirting with each other. That's what it sounds like to me. It wasn't like it was ever going to be escalated, but like they're saying he's hot and he's probably going back and saying they're hot or something like that. Something really stupid like that. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like to me. And then, you know, again, I guess this partner manager really had a bug up his ass about it. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely did some dumb shit. I mean, incredibly dumb. I mean, this is the time frame when he also cheated on his wife. So this is the time frame when he's already in this bad mindset and doing stupid shit that he knows is wrong. And this is just another one of those things he did. But what he's saying is, listen, no legal thing. You know, I didn't break the law. I didn't do anything wrong. Morally, what he did was wrong. Right? But legally, he didn't do anything heinously bad. But it's just incredibly stupid. If anything, it's just again, like I said months ago, it constitutes a series of events that show he has ongoing very poor judgment. He has no self-awareness of who he is, the power he has over his audience, that basically he's just going to keep making these bad decisions over and over and over, right? So, I mean, I can understand why some people are like, I've just had it enough. Even if this guy's innocent, I don't care anymore. I want nothing to do with him, right? Like, I can't be associated with this crap, this drama. I get it. I totally get it. That's what happened with me. All that shit people said about me over the years, and now the truth comes out and it's nothing bad. It's just, you know, yeah, me making bad financial decisions and lying to my audience about mobile games, and that's it. It's a nothing burger, right? And everyone hates me, right? Everyone on the internet hates DSP because of this fucking shit, right? But man, to have the level of popularity and the level of money and everything he had, to be doing this was the dumbest shit possible. And again, it just showed he had no self-awareness whatsoever of his existence, of who he was. You know what I mean? To be doing that is incredibly dumb. I don't know. I was never going to watch the guy's content anyway. I don't care about this man. But to me, it's like, how can you watch him again with a straight face and not be like, this is the moron who is flirting with girls through DMs when he's married and had kids at home and shit? Like, what the fuck? Right? Whatever. Anyway, let's continue. Let's go to the next video.
But first, the severe flooding here in the Northeast as more rain continues to fall today. NBC's Michelle Kaczynski, I guess she's in the canoe, is in Wayne, New Jersey this
Why
morning.
is she in a
Michelle,
canoe?
good morning to you.
Good morning. Well, obviously we're getting a nice break from the rain, but not the flooding. This is essentially now a part of the Passaic River in this neighborhood. It rushed in yesterday through the streets. And it's really tough to control a canoe or a boat when you're out in it. It's much deeper back there because this is really...
Actually, Michelle, I'll take it. Is there some kind of severe drop-off there between the foreground? Let's go back. We saw these guys a second ago, Michelle, walking. Are these holy men walking on top of water? What's going on here?
Why walk when you can ride, you guys? When you have
Holy
a ride
men.
like this, why would you want to walk?
Have you run ashore
But,
yet?
well, they wouldn't let me go back into the deep water because they were afraid I would just drift out here.
Strange piece of video there, Michelle.
She got blown up on her own show for faking the news. Wow. Wow. Is that it? I think that might be the end of the Ultra videos. It is. All right, cool. So when we come back, we're now going to begin with the standard videos, which we're going to go random select. I don't know what we're going to watch in what order. So these are going to be submissions tier members who submitted these to be watching random order. Okay? So, interesting. Wow, what a show we've had so far today, guys. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching DSP versus the Internet. I hope you're enjoying the show. And I'll be back in the next part for submissions to your videos. And I believe we have one Q&A question this week as well. I'll look at that up between the parts. Thank you, and see you then.